It doesn't say what the name of the.
Yo, it's good. That showed that nigga putting that barrel together. That nigga's a terrorist, yo. With that Haitian nigga. Married men are miserable.
Huh?
You know me. I'ma lean with it, rock with it. Yeah, you know,
I think you might need to. Can you swivel the camera like a little bit towards me? Cause I'm kind of out of the frame. Larry June, man. But he's an upgraded version. Yeah, yeah, yo. Seems like Dom Kennedy is playing too much.
Shout out to Don Kennedy.
Nah,
Yeah. Larry. Larry got right now.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3.
Mic check, mic check. 1, 2. Mic.
Yeah, I see. Yes, sir. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good night. Welcome to another episode of Cigars and Whiskey, the podcast that discusses love, relationships, sex, and dating from a male's perspective. I'm your guy, Ron Coe, and I'm joined by my guys, White Star GB,
Who's shaking?
and we also have super producer Corey Cool in the building, Cool University.
Yo.
Big shout out to everyone tuned in on YouTube. Please remember to share so we can get more people to tap into the conversation. We have a great show for you guys tonight. Tonight, we are smoking the Stolen Thrones Three Kingdoms, and we are drinking the Breckenridge Bourbon. All right? And tonight we will be discussing, are married men miserable?
Wah.
All right?
Wah.
White Star GB,
Yo.
how was your week, man?
My week was cool, man. I'm in the busy season of my industry, so I'm ripping and running. But luckily I've had great entertainment this week with this whole Carly Russell case, the missing woman from Alabama. This was fun, you know. This is fun. We needed this in this episode of America, the series. We kind of needed this. You know what I mean?
He's looking right at me too when he said that. He's looking dead at me, guys.
It's
We
it's
don't-
difficult to you can't refute much that women say though.
No, you got to take everything they say seriously because they're vulnerable. They're
Yeah.
a vulnerable part of society.
Yeah.
So we have to take heed to everything they're saying. And when there's a missing woman mixed with a missing toddler, all hands is on deck. You know what I mean?
Women and children, bro.
With women and children. Yeah, yeah. Then it came. Then she came home. You know, her parents did the interview, and then the police chief, that jiggy down south police chief, did that press conference, and he laid out all of her Google searches. She Google searched how to steal money from a register. She Google searched the movie Taken. She Google searched a bus ticket to Nashville, Tennessee. And our antennas were already up. We didn't want to cry foul, but after that, it was like,
Wait,
okay.
okay, so when you start to think like, maybe something not right.
When she came home, no one comes home.
Yeah. I wonder what happened though.
I don't think we ever gonna know.
Like what went on in her head? Like, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, if based on all the stuff that's coming out,
Yeah,
this was a hoax.
yeah.
When did she decide not to just follow through and go all in with it? Like,
I think this was the plan.
because you hear certain things about a boyfriend,
Yeah,
trying to kind of get back at him
right.
because he was dating somebody else. or something.
Speculation.
Yes, a lot of speculation.
A lot of speculation.
But
That's why I waited. That's why I waited for this moment, because I know you, the king speculator, you, the conspiracy theorist. What do you? I want to know what you think happened.
I believe, first of all, when stuff like this happens, I don't think it's just on that level, right?
Yeah.
Because it seemed like out of all the times where we hear about women being taken,
Abducted.
Yes,
is the word.
right?
Yeah, abducted. Yeah.
a lot of
Serious
times
word.
it doesn't get national media. Why'd they pick this one to go national, right? And then this one could actually be a hoax. And that's why I feel like they know from the beginning,
Yeah.
and they know they want to kind of create a narrative,
Yeah.
because black women specifically, have been talking about how they're the least protected, and that, you know, they suffer the most,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And now with this, it's like, all right, we kind of had that guilt of like, yo, you gotta kind of be straight, you know, quick with it when something happens to a black woman, you got to jump on it fast.
Yeah.
And they seem like they did.
Yeah.
But now if this is a hoax, it's like,
let's all the air out of it.
Yeah,
Let's all the
bro.
air out
Yeah.
all of these.
I'm gonna just say we didn't need this. We didn't need it at all. It's just
We need the entertainment,
We
man.
need
You're the writers and the strikers is on.
Listen,
the writers
you
and the
gotta
actors
go
is-
back
is
and catch up
strike,
on
man.
those
We need the entertainment, yo.
Sopranos, catch up on The Wire. I know you wanted to watch The Wire again. You just haven't had the opportunity.
It's a
Now's
little
your
slow
time.
right now,
Watch The
man.
Wire. What else you got? You know, what else can you watch? Dexter. You guys watch Dexter? Go back and watch
I never
those
watched
things.
Dexter.
Never watched Dexter?
Nah, I'm not a Dexter head. But yo, she's gonna go down as one of the greatest liars in American history, and that had me thinking.
she wasn't. No. Okay, let's be clear. She
Right.
wasn't that good. 'Cause
Oh, just she's terrible.
she
liar.
got
She's a terrible liar.
yeah, she got found out relatively
yeah,
quickly.
yeah.
It didn't even. How long is it gone? Maybe a week.
It's about a week.
All right.
Yeah.
Like, I know some liars out there that their shit probably
They
lasted.
could drag some shit
It's
out.
probably we probably don't know to this day what
Yeah.
happened with their situation.
Right.
It's like they found that out quick,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. It just had me thinking of what's the most stupid lie you ever had to drag out for the longest time?
I didn't really have one, but it probably would bring me back to a place when I was dating or dating my wife before we were married, and I might have got caught at some dumb shit speaking to somebody I wasn't supposed to be speaking to, or something like that.
And just lie.
You know, and you had to keep the lie alive.
Mhm.
But then when they come with evidence, like, I found this. Where was this from? they find receipts or tickets or something. You know what I mean? Shit like that. It's like, yeah.
I don't know.
What about you?
Experiment. What year was that when Harlem World dropped the Mace album? That was like 95, 90, 94?
Nah, hell no. Harlem World was 97.
97.
97.
Okay. All right, because I know it was my formative years. These were the years where you get dropped off at the mall and you just, have at it. You have a little money to eat in the food court, but your objective was to talk to girls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we would come up with different schemes to like holler at girls. And one time I tried, fresh off the Harlem World album, Buzzing. I tried to talk like Mace.
Can you give us an example of how you was trying to talk like that?
Yo, what's up? What you doing? Like, hey, my name is Greg. So it actually worked one time. And
like how did it work? Like she like, oh, she didn't like.
yo, everybody come over here. He sound like me. No, she called her friends over. Mic is out.
Yeah, there you go. Say something.
Test it.
There you go.
Okay.
Nah, she called her friends over. Like, yo, come. He sounds like Mace. I'm like, yo, I don't sound like Mace. I sound like me. So I get her number, whatever. You know what I mean? This is when everybody had their own house line. So whenever, and we had to call ID. So whenever I see her number, hello? You know?
How long did that last?
Yes. Yeah.
How long
That's
did
what I
that
want to know.
last?
How long did you keep that up?
That work?
Yo, shout out to Skrilla in the smoking section, baby bro.
Yo,
Yo,
yeah,
I was
shout out to
waiting on that.
Skrilla.
I was
Yo,
waiting on
I
that.
think it lasted a good 2 weeks, and then he came in the room and asked me something, and I broke character. She like, who is that? I was like, who? Cause like I couldn't differentiate the voices. I was like, yo, you got me. I don't really talk like this.
So did she like, yo?
Yeah, she
I'm
was
not-
totally disgusted. Yeah.
Word?
Yeah. I think the major trade off was that I sound like Mace. I never seen her or spoke to her again.
If she out there, the fact that you would let a dude bag you up just because he sound like somebody. I can see if he look like
we
somebody.
would be on the phone. She would let her little cousins, everybody, yo, talk to my little cousin. Hey, what up, little cuz? But yeah, man, I felt real stupid, lying the whole time. But it was fun. So, sometimes lies are fun. Yeah, and I never forget that. Cool, you got anything?
Stupidest lie?
Stupidest lie, yo. You ever got off, yo.
No, well, you know.
Had to keep it going.
Let me tell you something, man. God is too good to ever go back on something I did a long time ago.
Word.
I'm currently holding a lie. I'm holding a lie for somebody I know.
Ooh.
Does that count?
You gotta take that with you.
Yeah, just holding a lie. And you're just waiting for the person to come clean about the lie?
Woo.
Right? But you just got to sit back and hold the lie, right?
Yikes.
Yeah, so.
Are you lying for him, or you just not saying
No,
anything?
Listen, I'm just not saying anything.
Okay, so you're not really lying if you're not saying nothing.
Right, but when you equally know both parties,
Equally.
Well,
you holding that lie.
holding a lie.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean? So,
Wow.
you know, you just hope, you hope that
Took it to a dark place, bro.
no, you hope one part. It's not that
This is fun a
serious.
minute ago.
Nobody bodied anybody or anybody. No, it's not that serious. Somebody ate somebody's chips and they don't want to fucking fess up. But, you know, I just mean, like, you know, you watching something play out and you're like, oh, you know, you try to tell one party, you should probably come clean at some point. You ever think about coming clean?
Oh, you address the lie. So every once in a while, the veil of truth, the little bubble of truth happens.
No, my initial reaction was, you ever thought about coming clean? Since then, I just tried not to talk about it. I avoid all.
You think Carly's
dialogue.
having that conversation with her parents right now? Like, you think in her house right now? Like, yo,
Oh.
the shorty from Alabama. You think, like, all her family's at the house? Like, yo, you should just tell them that shit was some bullshit.
At this point,
Yeah.
no, I think it's too serious. I think they're gonna file charges against her.
I kind of like the way the black community is handling this. It was fun at first, but we kind of laid off for her the last couple of days. We like, all right, yeah, you wild out and you did all that, and shame on you, but I think we would be a little upset if she got filed charge against her.
We didn't We
that
didn't
good?
really,
Women have done worse.
but have we?
Tawana Brawley, Duke Lacrosse,
Mm-hmm.
when she blamed when she was a stripper, like a little crack stripper, and she blamed them little white boys for doing her dirty.
Yeah, that was bad.
That was rough. You know what I mean?
Alright.
But most recent, you got to think about
Jesse Smooth.
Jesse Smollett.
Smooth, yeah.
You say Smoulier.
Yeah. So they filed charges against him. He went to prison for that.
Did he?
Yes.
He didn't do no.
He got out. He got out early, but
he did time. He ain't do no time.
he didn't
yeah.
do all this time.
He
no.
got early because he liked it.
But she's
Oh,
not
He liked it
a.
in there.
All right,
She's not a
stop.
star actor. You know what I mean? She's just a regular
Yeah.
person. So
Yeah.
they could definitely make an example out of her. So
Hopefully they don't.
those type of lies, you got to kind of keep them to yourself, right?
Or in your family.
Not even your family.
'Cause yo, 15 years ago, she would have been able to get that off.
Possibly, yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. She's 25. She grew up with the internet. Like, when you grow up with the internet, you
It makes you
gotta know.
stupid.
You can't. No.
Yeah, listen.
You
Common
have to have a
sense-
level of awareness that you ain't getting away with anything.
No, I don't think so. I don't think
Common
so. I
sense
think
is not
we
also
are more
common.
cognizant of that because
We knew life before it.
exactly.
Okay.
They just assume like
But
they,
there's a Ring doorbell on every other house.
Every
There are traffic cameras. There's tracking in your phone, in your vehicles, and everything.
You can't do
Where
nothing.
were you going?
Nothing.
no, you're not going
Any
anywhere.
store, any gas station you're going into, anytime you use your credit card or ATM,
Yeah.
you can't even withdraw money. Like, to disappear, you would have to plan to disappear
Oh God.
4 or 5 months in advance
Shit. I
to
get
really pull it off.
longer than that. Probably a year.
Longer than that? Yeah.
Probably
right?
like a year.
Yeah.
And you still and listen.
And you still might
you
not get it
still
off,
could
dog.
get bagged.
Right.
No, bro.
Right.
You see
You might have to disappear before you disappear.
you see the level of privacy that we have as citizens, bro. You talk about me being conspiracy theorist, but
Let's go.
them just talk like in that press conference.
Yeah.
You heard what they said? They ran down what she Googled.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
her from the beginning of the day
Right.
to the end till she got back. They knew everything that
And
she
was
did.
doing. Yeah. It's crazy.
And people are not even paying attention to that. They so stuck
Oh, we
on
paying attention.
the whole story of what happened with her, right?
I went right in my Google searches
Man,
after.
ass.
Yo,
I was like,
bro.
yo, I gotta delete these shits. Like
And
it
guess
help,
what,
right?
bro? I wouldn't be surprised.
So let me ask a question.
Shit.
Core jumped into it, but how many secrets have you held for
Oh my bad.
over the years? Lie. Well, not
So
even
many
lies.
secrets that they're the truth now. Once you
Oh.
hold the secret for so long, it's the truth.
I'm not good with that. I'm not good. No, I'm like, yo, I'd rather not hold somebody's secrets,
Okay.
right?
All right.
Like,
What if you were there?
that's something different, right?
So what's the secret? Someone gotta tell you something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've known in the past where people have told me things, and I'm like, yo, did you tell anybody else but me? They're like, nah, not yet. I was like, don't tell nobody else that shit. Because
That's good advice.
I'm
dog.
I'm very close
that's
to
the realest
judging
shit
you
you
right
ever
now,
wrote,
but
nigga.
I'm not gonna judge you. But I think everybody else will judge you, so you need to keep that to yourself. Don't tell nobody else.
You
that
might
shit.
incriminate yourself, my boy.
Yeah. Oh, bro. So, yeah. All right.
Shout out to Carly. She entertained us this week, yo.
Oh boy.
I wonder what's gonna happen
No,
next
it's
week.
not.
But this week was fun. Yeah.
All right. Again, yo, shout out to everyone tuned in on YouTube. Again, remember to share so we can get more people to tap into the conversation. This Breckenridge
Right.
bourbon.
Right.
It's a 43 ABV, a 86 proof. It runs about, I think maybe about $40 for a 750 mil.
Worth it.
The thing that intrigued me about the bottle was the fact that it's distilled in water from the what mountains?
Colorado.
The Colorado mountains.
Right.
Melted snow from the Colorado
The
mountains.
Rockies. We tasting
Yeah,
the Rockies,
Mountains,
baby.
yes, the
Yeah.
Rocky Mountains.
Mhm.
So, what do you think so far?
I'm digging it. I'm digging the smoothness. The water is giving it a little character. There's a smoothness and a like a cut on it, almost like a blandness, it's not as rich as a Tennessee whiskey. It's not as rich as a New York whiskey. But it's nice.
It's nice. It's
nice.
pretty
It's
mellow,
nice.
bro.
Yeah, mellow.
Very mellow.
Yeah, mellow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No bite, real smooth.
We could
decent
polish
notes.
off this whole bottle and not even.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. It'll. I think definitely it's that smooth where we could definitely polish it off.
Yeah, Corey's gonna drink the most of it. Shout out to Cool.
But yeah, we'll let this one marinate and we'll come back to you to it and we'll see how it fares.
That's what's up.
All right, so we'll jump right into the show.
Yeah, let's do this.
I think the first clip we're gonna react to is it's a TikTok video that's been going viral on social media. It's a group of people out at a dinner and they're having trouble with how they're gonna split up the bill. Right.
Headphones would be cool.
I guess we'll get into it. We'll get into the etiquette of splitting a bill when you go out with a large group of people.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, I think that's the bigger picture.
All right. Okay, cool. Yeah.
I'm only paying for what's on the check. I'm not splitting the bill, shawty. That's crazy. You expect us to split the bill?
You got lamb chop, you got steak, you got some other.
Look at all that. Look at what all they got. And they talking about splitting the
What did you
bill.
come out for? What did you come out for?
We come together and
Alright,
split
I'm
the
saying
bill.
so again. My thing is, y'all doing too much.
Y'all doing way too much. We didn't order all that. But when I'm
Okay.
Yeah, one more time.
Yeah, run it back one more time.
Mike.
Testing.
All right.
I'll play it on the phone.
I'm only paying for what's on the check. I'm not splitting the bill, shawty. That's crazy. You expect us to
My
split the
thing
bill?
is, you got lamb chop, you got steak, you got some other.
Look at all that. Look at what all they got. And they talking about
What
splitting the
did you
bill.
come out for? What did you come out for?
We come together and
Alright,
split
I'm
the
saying
bill.
so again. My thing is, y'all doing too much.
Y'all doing way too much. We didn't order all that. But when I'm
Play it one more time, Cool.
I'm only paying for what's on the check. I'm not splitting the bill, shawty. That's crazy. You expect us to
My
split the
thing
bill?
is, you got lamb chop, you got steak, you got some other.
Look at all that. Look at what all they got. And they talking about
What
splitting the
did you
bill.
come out for? What did you come out for?
We come together and
Alright, I'm
split the
saying
bill.
so again. My thing is, y'all doing too much.
Y'all doing way too much. We didn't order all that. But when I'm
So the bill was about what, 4,600?
Yes.
How many people look like were at that table?
You couldn't really tell. It looked like a good 4 or 5 people were arguing,
Right.
but you couldn't really see who else was there.
Okay.
All right.
So they just call it 10.
I want to know what restaurant that was anyway.
Yeah,
For 4,600, even with 10 people,
Yeah. Smooth.
That's a heavy bill, bro.
Yeah. If
Like-
you there with wife, be like you're giving a stack.
bro. Like yo.
Right.
All right, some of the most expensive like steakhouses or whatever.
Yeah.
I think 2
But
people.
there's a lot of things that could end up contributing to that bill being like that, and could contribute to people being upset that that bill was like that.
Got you.
If it's somebody's birthday and everybody's sitting down to eat, if someone is ordering Don Julio shots, Don Julio shots to the table,
Yeah.
that could run up a bill.
Absolutely.
Someone orders a bottle to the table, that could run up a bill. A lot of things could run up a bill, unbeknownst to people who are there. And all right, so let's just rewind. When I get invited to a birthday dinner or a group dinner, the first thing I do is I look up the restaurant. I look up the menu. See what's going on. All right, $250, $300 a night. I know etiquette is pay for yourself, and we pay for the birthday person.
Okay.
So everybody splits the birthday person meal, right? So that's right so far. The weird part about it is when the birthday person is married. Do we pay for the birthday person and his wife now?
No.
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 Okay. So we got a baseline there.
Unless if you were going out for their anniversary, that would make sense. But
Okay, all right.
like no,
Yeah.
you don't pay for their spouse.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
How do we do drinks at a group dinner?
Um,
I'm gonna say one cocktail. No, I mean, all right, cocktails, as many cocktails as you want to the table. Shots, you gotta do that separately at the bar.
I think it's all right. I believe it sounds good,
Okay.
but in the midst of the whole night, it's going to be
grooving.
difficult to
Everybody
do,
grooving.
right?
Everybody
Yeah.
You grooving, right? So I think it's like, I hate to say, I'm not gonna say like low class, but like when you all saying like what you get, yo, what you spend, like, yo, that's just too much,
yeah, it's
right?
A lot.
Yeah.
But when you go out and you ordering something,
Yeah.
you ordering a certain level of food or drinks, and then somebody go crazy, then it's like, yo, bro.
I'm
Th-
always
Well, I
ordering
think
the lobster. I'm always
it's-
getting a lobster.
Right, no, but that's fine. But I think there's an etiquette. There's an etiquette to ordering, even when you
Exactly.
Nah.
No,
you
it
gotta
is.
assume everybody's gonna do the worst. I'm
Nah,
going
you
lobster. I
don't
got
do the
burnt one
worst.
time.
Lobster's fine.
Yeah, I got chicken tenders. Niggas was ordering
No, no, no,
lobster
no, no,
and
no,
all that.
no.
I try to be
Lobster's
humble.
fine.
Yeah.
When it comes to the drinks,
So can I
yeah,
let me
sure,
before you
sure,
go to
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
So you would order a lobster and you expect everybody to break the
Everybody, yes. We all busting it down. Yeah.
I don't think that's cool, bro.
Because I expect you to get lobster too.
No, what if like,
Because I got lobster.
no, but what if you got that lobster mindset, but somebody else might be coming to the dinner with a different etiquette than you. Like, yeah, you know, this is a group thing. If I'm out with
That's why
my
we here.
lady,
That's
if
why
I'm
we
on a
here.
date, I might order lobster, but I'm not gonna be with a group of people and order lobster.
So what you gonna order?
I'm gonna order something reasonable.
What's reasonable?
Reasonable might be,
Catch you today? What you gonna do?
yeah, yo, I order some salmon or some fish or something like that. Like,
Right.
or I even give you a steak, bro.
Right.
But lobster,
Yeah. So the surf
and,
and
may,
turf
and
is
maybe
too much
not
'cause
even,
I really do
not
surf
even
and
like
turf,
no,
though.
you ain't ordering no porterhouse or some shit like that. Maybe you might be ordering like a strip steak or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But nah, when you go in like that,
Yeah.
when you with a group of people, unless y'all at a steak house,
Man, listen.
when you go lobster and shit, bro, come on, man.
Give me the surf and turf and the whiskey sour.
I believe
Start
the
my
number
night.
of people dictate also what's going on. For instance, if it's me and my wife and Ron Coe, his wife, I'm gonna get a lobster there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna.
get
That's happening.
Yeah.
Surf and turf is happening.
Okay, Ron got it, right?
No.
No, no,
It's-
not at
it's,
all.
It's an easier thing, especially when you the larger the
It's
group.
split between the couples.
Yeah, it's split
That's
between
like
the couples.
right
and,
down the
and
middle.
the larger the group,
Yeah.
you're gonna
Wanna
be
get
with
hairy,
somebody
right?
that you don't fuck with like that. Like, I'm not
Exactly.
paying for you. I don't even fuck with you like that.
Oh,
I don't know you like
I
that.
don't know you at
Right?
all.
You got extended people. Like,
Right.
you, the person that you're celebrating, they got you that you might be close, and somebody else that they be close to, but y'all not close with that person. Like,
You
nah.
got the affiliates.
Like, yo, if I'm out with you and your wife, or you and your wife,
Yeah.
we peoples.
Yeah.
So if we could bust that down, but I'm not. If I don't know these people,
Yeah.
and you buy a lobster, like, dude, I don't even know you like that, bruh.
Right.
Come on,
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Niggas,
So I think it's
Non-
etiquette to
nondescript niggas ordering.
yo, bro,
Ordering big.
yo, and this is another thing, right? I think everybody coming to the table should order based on what you are willing to spend, right? Because you can't assume everybody has the same level of money.
Nah, but that's the thing though too. You should have did your Googles. You should have knew that gratuity was there. You know what I mean? There's an automatic, gratuity for parties larger than 10. You know, look up the menu. You know what time it is. You know if it's a $200 night or if it's a $500 night before you leave the house. And if it's a $500 night and you ain't got it,
Nah,
you got to
nah,
decline.
wait,
You
wait,
got to
wait.
remove yourself from that birthday.
Come
dinner.
on. Nah.
You ever
right?
not gone somewhere because you just wasn't doing it?
I don't think so, but
There's plenty
No,
of times.
no.
Let me. I look at the invite. I look at the group chat. There's mad numbers I ain't saved. I'm like, yo, you know what, man? I'm good, man.
No. Whether you go or you don't go is based on you
Yeah.
and what you would be willing to spend at that restaurant when you see their menu, right?
Yes.
Not based on what somebody else might order.
Nah,
Like,
but
why do I have to-
if they bringing a bunch of broke niggas with them, and
That's-
you know that's gonna happen,
No, that's up to that's when the it falls into the lap
right?
of the person that is hosting the event,
Mm.
right? So, but I
Oh,
shouldn't.
they saucy. They never worrying about nothing. The host is always, it's my birthday. They always moving with a level of anonymity, like nothing can happen to me. Everything is good. We're here to celebrate me. Don't ruin this shit for me. So the birthday person is always goofy. You know what I mean?
I get
it's up to you. The life you save will be your own, brother.
So you take into account,
Mm.
like, let's just say, for instance, there's a restaurant and an average night for two people, right? An average night for two people is $250, right?
Right.
You bring the range up to $250 to $500.
Yo, if someone invites me to a 15-person party at the private room in Philippe, I know I'm going to spend a stack.
No.
So either I'm doing it or I'm not.
And let me ask you a question: You
Mm.
spending $1,000, right? But if you was there with you and your wife,
That's yeah.
how much would it cost you?
No, that's with me and my wife.
All right.
It's a
So you're talking about
Yeah. No, but you're paying for the room. You're paying for the room. You're paying for the bottle. You're paying for everything there because it's a little bit of a party after. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know? Even like in the grill in downtown. You know what I mean? After you eat, you're gonna go downstairs and party a bit. You dig? You know you're gonna spend some bread, you know what I mean? But we're talking about dinner.
we're talking about dinner.
Talking about dinner.
We're talking about dinner.
So,
right?
so you never not gone. You just always been there like, yo, no matter what.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna do that with a bunch of people that I don't know like that.
You dig?
And thank God that our core has people that are okay, right? I'm not saying we rich or nothing like that,
yeah.
but we got people that's okay.
Yeah.
They can pay the bill that we're going to, right?
Yeah.
And we all have a certain level
All
of
have the
etiquette and decorum when we go out,
Right.
right? We're
Yeah.
not gonna be sitting there fighting over a bill,
You're not
right?
gonna
Because
embarrass me.
first of all, we're not gonna get to that point. It's a level of not getting to that point
Yeah.
at the end of the night where you
Yeah.
got to fight over the bill,
Yeah.
right?
At what part of the night do you be like, all right, these niggas wildin'? You pull the waiter to the side like, yo, can you put me and wifey on a separate bill? You ever done that? Like, yo, come here. Yo, I see the grass wall. I see the neon. I see what y'all doing here. Can we just be separate? I will tip you well. Can we just do this separate? Because there's 12 of us here. You take us 2 out, you still get the 10% gratuity for them.
Mhm.
Now let's just be a little separate. You ever Titanic your shit?
I can't. Again, I'm very mindful of who I would go out with or whatever.
Right, okay.
Right?
All right.
I've never been in a situation where I went out with a group. Only time that happened is when we were mad young. We were teenagers
Yeah.
and went out with a bunch of dudes, right?
Yeah.
And we went to a restaurant, and I remember, but I don't play that. I don't like niggas ran out,
You that nigga.
and I'm like, yo,
Or they left.
me
Wait a
and somebody
minute.
else paid the bill.
They
and-
ran out?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
How much was the bill?
It wasn't. I think we went to it was like a Red Lobster or something like that.
Niggas ran out of Red Lobster?
We talking about we was like 16.
Damn.
You know what I mean? No, well, I paid it and then I got my money back because I'm not gonna sit there.
Right,
and look
right,
like, you know what I mean?
right.
Like, nah,
Not
bro.
gonna embarrass me.
But, see, this is the thing,
But you
right?
running out of Red Lobster though?
Yo, bro.
Never that, so I can never picture that. I could not.
So
I'll pay money for that footage.
Yeah, I
it's a
couldn't.
certain level. Like, first of all, like this is what people need to realize too. And with this particular clip, you got the dudes arguing with the females. I don't
that's
know.
wild.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's where I feel like this.
Well, if you're a married dude, you could argue with a single female. This ain't man for themselves at that point.
And it depends on who the female is,
That part.
right?
Yeah.
If it's one of your wife's friends or something like that, you're
Yeah,
not gonna sit there arguing. You know what I mean?
So
So
good luck out there, y'all.
with the dude, he's saying everything that the chicks is ordering. You ordered this, you ordered that,
that's a
you
little
ordered
wild.
that.
That's a little wild.
That's a little wild,
yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
It's a little wild.
I mean, niggas was watching your plate the whole time. Like, y'all hope you could pay for that.
Yo, bro. But
I think it gets hairy with liquor. I think cocktails at the table is pushing it, but it's respectable nowadays. Back in the day, it was like, yo, go get your drinks from the bar. Remember them days? Everybody eat. But if you want to get a drink, you get your ass up, go to the bar, go get your drinks,
listen,
and come back.
This is what I see. That's how.
I remember them
after a
days.
while, that's how I feel. Like, okay, if we're there, first of all, I don't know. When I go out like to a place to eat, I'm not even thinking about drinking like an animal.
Surf and turf, my boy.
Yeah, I'm there to eat. I might have a drink or two. I might got the bottle in the car. I might, you know what I mean? Or when we leave here, we going to stop it here. But yeah, like at a restaurant, getting like mad drinks is not even like, because they're not even going to make the drink the way you want the drink. It's not like you're going to get a, you know what I mean? A nice double where you like, all right. You know what I mean? Keep them coming. Yeah, so yeah, drinking is not even my thing at a restaurant.
would you ever? Would you order a bottle with a group of people?
That's wild. No, that's nasty.
Yo.
No
And-
matter who I was with, I could be out. You seen that picture of Magic Johnson and them on vacation with Jordan, Samuel Jackson.
No,
all them.
uh-uh.
It was like they got like this vacation group of the old heads that are like like super up. I think it's Magic Johnson. It's this other dude. It's Michael Jordan, Samuel Jackson. One more person that I'm missing. I could be at dinner with them. I might order a bottle. You know what I mean? Like that is absolutely, uninhibitedly against the God code. You can't do that. I'm not even ordering shots. If I'm gonna get shots, I'm gonna go to the bar and order shots.
This is a word of advice. If you're out with a group
Yeah.
and you order the shots, those are on.
Those
Those
are on
might be on you.
Those on you.
So, like, you made the decision to say, "Yo, shots around." Like, everybody didn't ask for that.
I'm sorry. Hey, what time is it? Shot o'clock.
Yo, you might be on the hook for that.
Yeah. Might
You know what
be.
I mean?
We all expecting you to pay for those.
And as men, I'm gonna speak specifically to the men. Like, if you're going out with females, it's kind of up to you dudes to take charge. Like, if there's any discrepancy in billing and who's paying what, by default, it's gonna fall on the men.
Like let's
Always. It
referring
should
to
fall
that
on
clip.
the men.
Referring to that clip, the guys should have just did it before it got to video and yelling and screaming. The men in the room should have got together and you know pieced it up.
Who pulled the camera out?
Yeah, that person.
Doing
See?
the foot. Like, yo, put that camera up. Yo, I hope you got the calculator on that shit. Like, that's the only point I want to see is the calculator.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, guys.
Like, don't pull out the footage. But, yeah, man. Good luck to y'all. Party responsibly.
Oh, responsibly.
Dig? But, yeah.
All right.
Moving on.
All right, so we jumping into clip number 2. Young lady, young man, they are getting married. They're at their ceremony, and the pastor, preacher, whatever he is reading out the vows. And it seems like the bride to be is having a little issue with some of the traditional vows that are set in the ceremony.
Right.
Yeah.
For better,
For better,
for worse,
for worse,
for richer,
for richer,
for poor.
for poorer.
Yeah. We hit that snag about 20 times in counseling. Brill made it very clear to Jonathan, you cannot be broke. For better,
For better.
for worse,
For worse.
for richer,
For richer.
for poor.
For poorer.
Yeah. We hit that snag about 20 times in counseling. Bria made it very clear to Jonathan, you cannot be broke.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a character.
I think that's new age. That's new age relationships. Right?
So just to go over what we saw was a man and his bride at the altar, and the preacher was asking them for their vows, and from richer and poorer came up, and she had a problem with the poorer
Yeah.
of richer
Yes.
at her wedding.
At her wedding, yes.
Right.
But when I look at it, the first thing I'm thinking is this is the wave, right? Of when we talked about, I think we talked about this in pre-production about how relationships, when people are picking partners, they're trying to pick a partner that suits them financially, or like more of on a business level versus like just like a little bit of love. We like each other a lot. We might love each other a little bit, but we might work together well business-wise. Like we could achieve certain goals and whatever, out of life we could get the things that we want more or less than like some forever shit.
What percentage of marriages you think end because of money? Just off the top of your head.
All right, so I think divorce rate is 50%, and I think out of that 50%, out of that, the 100% of that 50%,
Correct, yes.
I think it's 50-50 with infidelity and finances. I think you split those two in half. I think
those are the two major.
Yes.
So if finances is that important in a marriage, was she wrong for saying that? Or are you supposed to go with the illusion of everything is going to be fine on your wedding date? Is she letting him know, like, yo, fam, don't fall off? Is she wrong? I'm just trying to have a conversation.
The reason why
here.
I feel like
I don't agree with her, but
wrong is that the vows are the vows. They've been that way for centuries. Right?
Yeah.
So that's not the first time she heard those vows.
Not even close.
Right?
Yeah.
She probably been to another wedding. She probably like the minister said, we talked about this in counseling.
Yeah.
Right? And if you're not willing to go into this union with those vows in place, why even go forward?
So I'm assuming that you're not with breaking up for money, splitting for money.
Absolutely not.
Under any kind of circumstances, if someone is reckless with money, gambling, just being, bringing you down as well. Is there ever a reason to get a divorce because of money?
The way I feel about marriage, right, is that you need to do the work prior to getting married, right?
Yeah.
So don't tell me about something.
Vetting.
Yes, don't tell me about something that you could have saw before you walked down that aisle,
right?
And then now it's a super big problem, right?
Okay.
Because I know that person did not just turn into that when you guys crossed that threshold, right? So we got to learn to live with the decisions that we make, right? But I know everybody's not always on the same accord.
Yeah.
If you really know that person and you did vet that person a certain way, then you know you're marrying the right person, right? Because it kind of goes in it kind of goes into what we're gonna speak about going forward, which is are married men miserable? But you can be in a miserable marriage if you pick the wrong person.
Oh, 100%.
But that was your decision to pick that person,
Yeah,
right?
you should have properly vetted that person. I give that nuptial, I give that marriage 5 years.
Everybody, as far as money is concerned,
Mhm.
you don't know. I don't know nobody that's straight up like they go
Yeah,
up.
the whole time.
Nah,
Nah,
that
it don't
don't
work like
happen,
that.
right?
It don't work
It don't
like that.
happen.
No.
So people are gonna have their times where they're up, and they're gonna have some down times. But you hopefully you have way more ups than you have downs. But you can't expect like, yo, I'm gonna keep this. That person gonna keep that level, and if they keep it, we can stay married.
Yeah.
Bro, that's wild to me.
And you love that person through it anyway, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Cool. How important is money in a marriage?
It's important. It's really important. It is. It's important. It's important because, well, more than the necessities, right? What you need necessity-wise. I believe money helps you continue to grow. Like, it helps fund new dreams, new goals, new aspirations. And in a marriage, I think it should be moving forward, right? So it helps fund that, right? You start out in an apartment or something, and then, right, money helps you graduate to a house.
Mhm.
You could, now mind you, you might love the apartment. Apartment might be just what you need at the time. Have a kid, might need a little bit more, right? So money's going to help you kind of, you know,
Evolve.
evolve.
Yeah.
So I think it's important. I wish that it was less important, but it is. It's very, very, very important.
Well, money's the lubricator for life, right? Like it
Right.
greases the wheels of life.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Like, you know, it helps everything go smooth when things are flowing.
But
Money, cash flow is coming in.
before
We
you
can maintain, we could pay for school, we could do everything, we could
But-
reasonably
go ahead, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No.
Finish your
We
thought.
could-
Finish your
no,
thought.
we
I'm
could
sorry.
we could reasonably look to move up, and we could reasonably look at staying still. There's a level of stability that is, what's the word, expected in marriage. With
Yeah.
stability, money
But at
is
the root of it,
it's stability.
At the root of it, marriage is a partnership.
Yes.
So it's our money, like what we bring in, not what we individually bring in.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
So he didn't have no problem with it. She had a problem with it. Right?
Yeah.
So when one person has a problem with something and then the other one doesn't, like, we supposed to be a team. Right? So in order for us to win the championship, we got to be on the same accord.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Looking at that clip, it looks like he likes her more than she likes him.
It's very possible.
That's really all I see. Is
And-
that he is willing to put up with anything. Even a public embarrassing at one of the biggest moments of his life. He's just willing, because there's a time and a place for those things too.
Yeah.
Like, she should have just went with the flow. She was dead wrong. Even if it was a joke, we're reacting to it on Cigars and Whiskey, the biggest podcast in the world. So, obviously, you did something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you look crazy. You know?
But you have exactly what you said. You have a lot of people say, oh, at least she's honest, right? But if you're that honest and you that matter of fact about it, don't walk down the aisle if you're not willing to.
Who, her or him?
Her.
She
Her.
gonna do what she gonna do.
She gonna do what she want to do, and then do like on the last show,
Yeah.
where it's like, all right, people may have boundaries or certain things that they don't rock with.
Yeah.
But if somebody is good looking enough, or they give you certain things that you want, but they don't give you everything, or you see certain red flags in that person, they'll still move along with the situation, with the relationship, even though they know it's probably going to be something that's going to rear its ugly head in the future.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Almost like they live in a lie.
yeah.
Okay?
But
We have a second clip, but I feel like we kind of covered everything on.
I think
this
I
one.
think we should go. I
Run
think we
it?
should. Yeah,
All right.
yeah. Let's run the second
Run
one.
the second joint.
Yes, I believe so.
In sickness
In sickness
and in health.
and in health.
To love,
To love,
cherish,
cherish.
and to obey.
We didn't talk about that one in council.
We did talk about that in council. Yes, we did. So you want me to repeat that again? You want to just keep going?
I think we can keep going.
All right.
Obeying.
In sickness
In sickness
and in health.
and in health.
To love,
To love,
cherish,
cherish.
and to obey.
We didn't talk about that one in council.
We did talk about that in council. Yes, we did. So you want me to repeat that again? You want to just keep going?
I think we can keep going.
All right.
So with that one, yeah,
Goes hand in hand with the first one. He's marrying
it
the wrong
does.
person.
It does. But you know what's crazy? The way I feel about this one is like, maybe a little outdated. Like as far as the vows are concerned, like sickness and health, for richer or for poor. But to
Well, the man buys the engagement ring.
mm-hmm.
He pays for a lot of the wedding. He has to ask and propose. You can't just give him that. Like, you got to keep it that real. You just can't go with the flow. You want everything else to be traditional. You up there with your white dress. You know you ain't no fucking virgin.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You up there. You could keep tradition going. You jump in the broom. You got everything planned. Tradition. You want to break tradition when it's time for you.
Yeah,
Nah.
you got to move the goalposts.
Yeah, that's wild. And the most egregious part of this whole thing is that they went to counseling, and the counselor is up there with her.
Yeah,
And instead of correcting what's going on and actually taking this time to actually give a lesson, he just laughed it off and let's just let everybody make this mistake.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we done paid enough money. The caterers is paid for. We got an open bar. We got 150 people here that we got to see and we got a party. Let's go there. And I've been there.
That may be more important than the actual
Yeah,
union.
at this point.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, I never want to see a couple break up or anything like that.
Never.
But I could, you know, if I had to guess, I'm not sure if this relationship would last.
I give it 5 years.
Well, depending on dude, if dude is willing to bend, damn near break, in order to stay in this relationship, then it'll last. But either way, no, it probably won't even last. It'll last until she leaves him, not him. You know, a lot of times people in relationships, they'll bend and they won't break up and they see the red flags in their partner, but until their partner becomes done with the relationship and they leave, and they've made all the sacrifices for the relationship, and they're the one that still gets left.
Right.
You know? But
Did you do premarital counseling?
no, I didn't.
Okay. Cool, you?
No way.
Skrills? No? Yeah. I didn't either.
I think it can't help. It can't hurt.
It can't hurt.
It can't hurt. But again, folks, if you do the legwork, I'm not sure if it's necessary. It can only help you, but I don't know if it's necessary if you do the work. But I think people.
Can I sidebar that? As a man, you know what you got to do, right? Like, you know,
People make mistakes. Listen, the
you know what
car
your
dealership
responsibilities
is
are.
full with people making mistakes. Trust me, there's someone, not right now, but someone earlier today
Right.
bought a Maserati with $80,000 miles on it.
Right,
It was
look-
like, yo, he was
It looked nice though.
very. It looked nice. It was
looked nice.
clean, polished. You know what I
Bad
mean?
decision, right?
Everything was ready for it, and
Bad
he
decision.
has a a bill that he know he can't pay, and
Right.
maintenance that he know he can't keep.
Right.
And he signed that dotted line with no problem, cause he know at the end of the day, this shit go left. I'm just gonna tell you, niggas gonna pick this car up, yo. My credit be fucked up for a couple of years, but I'll survive.
Do you think
People are willingly making mistakes. People have always willingly made mistakes.
Well-
And with marriage being just as simple as, like, honestly, like, if I could have a level of transparency, I found my divorce lawyer on Craigslist. It was just a
it was
couple of
that easy, right?
It was that easy.
He said, Yo, I think a lot of people, they go into marriages like it's a car lease. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this shit is
I
gonna
pay
be
back.
over in
Yeah,
a few
boy,
years,
yeah,
but
I'm
I could
trying.
turn it, I could return it back, and I can get another one. It ain't no big deal. You know what I mean? I think people are okay with this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's the difference between way back in the day
Yeah.
and today, where it's like back in the day they had the ideology of, nah, this is not gonna end.
Well, people weren't having these conversations back in the day. Like 15 years ago, people weren't. You couldn't log into an app on your phone and listen to men give you game. There was no game. You just had to go make your mistake, because all you really had to go by was what you saw. Oh, my parents got married young and they worked, high school sweethearts or whatever. You're not vetting. You don't even know how to vet.
All right, let's hold that thought though, right?
Right.
But I think that it's something that we said on a previous show, is that a lot of these people, and I'm going to speak specifically about women, right? Because they push the union of marriage more than men probably do, right? They push to get married more than men do,
All
right?
Okay.
And when we're talking about specifically black women that are highly successful, they're independent, and I know you said in the past, like, they have to be, because their fathers disappointed them. They had to grow up independent. They had to just rely on their mothers.
Mhm.
And I believe that they haven't seen certain unions. So they have this ideology of like, yo, even if it doesn't last, it doesn't really matter, right? Because one thing that my wife would say to me is that my grandparents, my grandmother specifically, would say to me, like, we don't get divorced in this family.
Right.
Right? So my wife would tell me, like, if something happens or whatever, I might hold your ass to the fire, but you know, I'm not talking about divorcing.
But let's keep it a stack. People didn't get divorced, but they would get different apartments in the same building, or have different bedrooms in the same house,
Mhm.
or something like that. They
But-
ain't
But all I'm
getting
speaking
divorced,
to,
but they ain't fucking with each other neither.
but what I'm speaking to too is that we know relationships get rough
Yes.
sometimes.
Yes.
Just like your money, it's not all the way up,
Yeah.
straight up.
Yeah.
You're gonna have ebbs and flows,
Ebbs and
right?
flows.
Even
Ebbs
with
and
your
flows.
relationship.
Yeah.
So,
And especially when you get married young, people grow,
mhm.
and people have growing pains when a part of your body, or when part of the marriage is growing, and the other part of the marriage is kind of staying the same,
Mhm.
and you gotta kind of have to grow in it. So, and for younger people, when the world seemingly tells you that you have options at all times, and you know it's just easy to abandon ship.
Yeah.
It just seems like, yo, let's just do this if it don't work. I feel like this is poor vetting on his part. Shorty was dead wrong, you know. But I don't know. I have no advice for him. I think he already made his mistake. So
Well, what advice would you give to another gentleman?
vet properly. Vetting means get to know that person that you are going to marry.
All right. So you're dating her.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
you're in a relationship with her. You think you like her a lot, you love her, right? But you kind of know that money is high on her list, her priority list.
Yeah.
As far as like what she wants out of relationships on the business shit, she want to get crib, she want to live a certain lifestyle.
Yeah.
So money is super important to
Yeah.
her, right? Do you walk away from that situation if you know that when it does come down to the vows, she would have a problem? Like, she's not with the poorer. She's cool with the richer, but she's not cool with the poorer. Do you walk away from that, or do you try to kind of massage that area and try to work out the kinks?
Yeah, you kind of have to let that go. You have to give her back to the streets. You got to, you can't sign up for that long term because it's unrealistic. It's an unrealistic aspect of it. It's disrespectful. There's a layer of disrespect that's there. There's a layer of entitlement that's there. That at this age, you just know so much better. Not that it's not realistic for a woman to want to be stable in a marriage for the rest of her life. When you're marrying somebody, when you're vetting somebody, you're looking at, you kind of fast forward, like you look at child rearing, you look at getting busy and being in your workflow. You look at, as of recently, you look at even the pandemic, like being locked down with somebody. Can I spend serious time with this person? And then you look at retirement. Is this somebody that I want to grow old with? Do I like this person? And with those things, she doesn't check any of those boxes. A woman with that kind of mindset, she has to love you. Like, she has to love you. She has to love you more than you love her, but you got to want to take care of her more than you want to take care of yourself.
I like that. I like that.
Bars.
All right. All right, so I guess we'll jump into the topic of the night, which is going to be, are married men miserable?
Oof.
Got 4 married guys here tonight.
Wah.
There's been a lot of rhetoric on a lot of relationship podcasts.
Yes.
And you have a group of single men that say that married men or married podcasters are talking up the union of marriage, and how basically judging single men for not being married. And like, how are you not doing this? And this is the shit. And you should be married.
KB, when he was on,
Shout out to KB.
He described a superior man as being one of the criteria of being a superior man was being a married man.
He said if you're not married, then you're not a superior man.
I just wanted to add that to your description. Keep on going.
So, is marriage actually the goal for everybody?
No, it can't be. I know people who are solitary people. I know men who can't be around me for long. Like, there are people who are solitary people. There will be people. I've seen people, my line of work, I'm in homes a lot, and there are a lot of people. I feel like it's 50-50. There are 50% of people who live solitary and are seemingly happy, and that's men and women, and there are married people.
I just feel like everybody wants companionship. Not to say that everybody can flourish with companionship, but I believe most people as human beings, we want to be around other people.
How much? Some people would would shudder at the idea of having someone live with them. They want their things where they want them, how they want them. When they put something in the fridge, they want to know it's going to be there the next day.
No.
They want to have things their way. And it's not OCD. They just want everything their way. And when they want to deal with people, they'll deal with people on their terms.
I just feel like people that are like that,
Yeah.
I think it's based on past experiences, and it's somewhat situational, right? I don't think somebody I'm not going to say in their right mind, but it's just a regular person is like, yo, I just want to be by myself. Like,
I feel like America right now is prime for an increase of people to be by themselves. I feel like the marriage number is going to plummet
it has been.
And I feel like the number of people that are living alone with social media, with internet, with everything, you could feel companionship and still be by yourself.
I
you
don't
can have companionship on your own terms.
I believe it's more people cohabitating.
Cohabitating as far as what do you mean by that?
Being together and not getting married.
Okay.
Having children, but not being in a marriage.
I feel like
versus
there's a lot
being
of people
alone.
who wake up by themselves, go to work.
I think it's because they have
got
to.
some work friends. They either go to like an after work event or do something else after work, hang out, being like men play video games or whatever. They can have internet buddies or video game buddies. They can log in to like social media, YouTube and things like that, be part of internet communities, have transactional sex, and be okay. It's not for me, but I kind of understand.
Okay.
Understanding people, being around enough people, and growing up and being around people now who aren't married, I kind of get it.
You do get it.
In the sort of kind of weird, like it's almost like understanding another person's lifestyle.
Okay, so
It's not for me, but I understand it.
all right, so you understand. What do you think are the pros of being single?
I think the number one pro of being single is ease of movement. Being able to do whatever you want to do when you want to do it. I think that's the number one pro of being single. You get to spend your money on yourself. You don't have to plan with anybody. You do whatever you want to do when you want to do it. You have the luxury to travel on your own. You have the luxury to date on your own. You have the luxury to have transactional relationships whenever you want to have them. And you don't have that responsibility of having to be responsible for anybody.
So you think having transactional relationships with people, you think that's a positive?
Yeah, it could be, yeah. You don't have to build bonds. You don't have it's easy. It's just like
What's wrong with building
it's
bonds,
like Uber
though?
Eats. It's like just all right. I want Italian instead of having to go to the restaurant and order your food at the counter, wait 20 minutes for it to be prepared for it, pay for it, drive back home, unpack it, and eat it. You can order it on your phone, play video games or watch a movie while someone rings your bell. It's there for you. It's just it's easy.
You that's what I was about to say. You make it sound like it's so easy, right? Where the majority of men, they have a plethora of women to choose from. And they could be like,
pimpin'.
Yeah, bro.
Pimpin'.
Yo.
But I can only speak for myself, pimpin'.
Like, yo, they have a bunch of women.
Yeah.
They got a bunch of money.
Yeah.
They just got mad freedom, mad time.
Yeah.
Like,
Dry.
they not dealing with
Niggas is dry.
dry.
Niggas is dry.
They dry with women. They
Yeah.
dry with money. Like
They
just
dry.
we talking about. Let's talk about your regular degular guy.
Yeah, niggas is dry, right? Damn, I was
You make it sound like
yeah.
everybody
I
got
would romanticize
disposable
it, right?
income and disposable women,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
And that's not your regular guy. So
Yeah.
it could sound great,
yeah.
and theoretically it sounds great, like because you thinking about you if you was single.
Pimpin'.
But the question is that
niggas is dry though.
are you right?
Yeah.
Are you the same guy if you were single? Right?
Nah, no
do
way.
you all your accomplishments, all the things that you've gained and acquired over time,
Yeah.
would you have done that as a single man?
No.
Because I think one of the cons of being single is you probably lack some focus.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Because now you even said it. You gotta have a bitch budget, right?
Pimpin'.
So that's gonna be
pimpin'.
a decent source of
Mhm.
income that you're gonna be spending, right?
Right,
and that's
right,
if you
right.
got enough women,
Yeah.
right? To really spread around. That's if you can get women like that.
Right.
So
What is the reason why when a fighter is in a training camp, your trainer doesn't let you have sex? It's not the actual act of having sex. It's the act of chasing sex. Even if you got a main, you still got to take out the dinner. You got to stay up all night. If she want to argue, you got to argue and then make up and get the buns and all that. You got to, when you have a goal ahead of you, the best thing for you is to have a laser-like focus. And if you're a married man, that laser is on. You know what I mean? You Cyclops out here.
dudes that don't have women, they don't have a wife or something, or a wifey. They're one of the main things they have to do is impress women.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to impress women, that takes time, money, and effort.
Yeah.
Because even if your goal is to just interact, have sex, whatever, you got to put some time into that,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
So
And that time can be taken away from what?
from your passion, your goals, your purpose in life, or whatever, you know what I mean? Depending on what you want to do.
What if your passion is bitches, though? I know some niggas, they passion is still bitches. They got a passion for hoes, boy.
Yo, bro, I'm not gonna.
I got a couple names that come to mind, boy. Them niggas is passionate about their hoes, boy.
Honestly, the first thing that popped, I was like, yeah, I think that's kind of sad.
Make sure.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah?
Yeah. I see, and
you
it's
got Mike over there. You got Mike over there.
yo. The thing is, I don't want to judge, right? I don't want to come off
you judging.
judgy.
It's too late, buddy.
No, all right, it is what it is. I don't want to judge,
Yeah.
but you got to understand, I'm speaking from a perspective of not even my relationship status, like a man of a certain age, right?
Yeah.
And who has experience, right? And bro, like to be like my age and you still ripping and running and trying to deal with this one, that one, and you haven't made a decision, or you can't find somebody solid enough to build with. I think I look at dudes like that, like, yo, what's up with you?
Right.
I think it's a you thing. You know what I mean?
Long-term girlfriend or marriage? What it was?
Well, I think if you're, I'm not even talking about the union of marriage.
Okay.
If you're if you're willing to
Long-term companionship.
long-term companionship,
Gotcha.
marriage, whatever
Right,
you want to do,
whatever you call it.
yeah,
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
yeah,
But yo, bro, back to what I initially saying. You make it sound so glamorous and like every dude is getting money like that or has women like that, right? So I think it's very important to, when we're speaking about this, think about your average guy. Your average
Joe.
guy, right?
Average Joe is dry.
No, average guy, I wouldn't call him dry. Does he have 10 women to choose from, he might have 2, right? And then this is the thing that we're not telling men is that men settle down because a lot of them settle down because they don't have options. Or some dudes, like, if that's their goal, the first women that they could hold on to, they like, yo, I'm locking this down. How many times you heard a dude like, yo, I'm locking this down?
I never heard a man say that. I've never been around a nigga who said I'm locking this down.
I'm locking this down. I know because
we did the sex last night.
White Star is full of players. They got they got women beating down the doors, right? So they don't have those problems, right? But I had the sex last night. What? What'd you say?
That's what niggas coming around talking about. I had the sex last night. Niggas say, niggas, you dry. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, but I mean, men with reasonable means. No, all right. So let's stay on topic. Pros and cons, right? We're at pros still, right? What's another pro of being a single man? School, you got one? A pro? Right.
Oh, grab the mic.
Opportunity to be selfish.
Mm-hmm.
You get to work on you if your mind is right.
A lot.
Yeah.
Get to work on you a lot.
But then you might find yourself not single after a while. Once you start working on yourself, 'cause that's the key.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that advice that we give to young men? Work on yourself.
Absolutely.
Make yourself.
Absolutely.
So there is a reasonable time to be single.
Absolutely.
Right.
You have to learn to live with yourself, to learn to accept yourself,
Yeah.
love yourself before you can love anybody else.
Right.
You got to learn how to be happy with yourself,
Right.
be good in your skin, and be the best version of yourself.
Right.
So you can have aspirations to pour love into somebody else.
Damn, nigga.
Yeah.
Damn. All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's it, man. Yo, that's it.
That's definitely a positive. That's definitely a positive. You become like when you do find that partner, you're the best version of yourself for that person, right?
Yeah.
So I definitely think that's definitely a positive.
Right.
If you could be focused on.
So what if you like Dr. Dre working on detox? You just never get it done.
Some
you
people
got that work that you just working on. You just working on yourself. You like 60.
You know what the problem
I got
is?
one more course to take.
You know what the problem is?
Yeah.
And this is a problem with a lot of guys because you always think it's something better. Like he's like you talk about detox. He's trying to shoot for perfection when perfection doesn't exist. Right? So when people get up in age and they get older and they haven't settled down, they think it's a better option out there.
Yeah.
They probably come across multiple women that are good
people,
wifey material,
good people,
and
people that probably still check up on him, because they thought he was good, right? And you just like, yo, I gotta go, bro. I gotta go. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yo, bro, and we live in a time where we have access to an idea, which is social media. So you think the options are exponential, right? It's so many options out there. But that doesn't mean you're going to get that female, right? Or you don't even know her yet. You don't know if she is everything you think she is. She may look a certain way, but when you start to communicate with her, you be like, yeah,
that's the layers,
You know what I mean?
Makeup off and that wig off.
Exactly.
You don't know.
So
I know you despise
what?
Single men.
I don't despise.
Do you have a pro? You got a pro?
No. I definitely.
You got no pros?
No. I agree with the fact that when you are in a relationship or a marriage, you do have to conference with your partner.
Of course.
On a lot of things. You have to you got to think about that person before you probably think about yourself. Speaking from a man's perspective.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
So
we work ourselves to the bone. We work ourselves to the grain. We know I hope I die before my wife.
Absolutely.
All right? Like,
so
not a lot of people who say that. Like, single men don't have that selfless attitude, like to put themselves down in front of moving train or a car or anything like that,
Mhm.
yo, it's me first.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If I hear a bump in the night, I'm going out there first. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Single dude was like, yo, you heard that? Yo, you gotta get an Uber anyway, so you might as well.
Yeah.
Might
You be like, yo, you
as
live in a
might as
chick
well.
house, you be like, yo, this your house. This ain't my crib. You go down there.
yeah.
You heard that shit?
Let's go
This
to
your crib.
cons,
You know what I mean?
cons of being single.
Yeah. Well,
Niggas dry.
yeah. Let me try to give some pros. Though,
Yeah, come on,
right?
come on, yeah,
Because
give me one.
all right,
Force it out.
I'm not. Yo, I really think.
Make pretend you like them.
Yo, bro, I'm not the guy that's steady preaching like, yo, you need to get married, you need to get married, you need to get married. Because I know marriage is not for everybody.
Right.
It's not. It's definitely not. Right. And let me scratch that. What I said, but I think the people that marriage is not for, they may have to deal with certain things as far as working on themselves. Right? Because I do believe everybody wants companionship, but everybody can't handle it or be with somebody for a long period of time. Some people are just toxic. They self-destruct their situations. Some people will have a good thing and they'll just ruin it just because they may have trauma. They have certain things or reasons why they won't move forward with people and strengthen the relationships that they have with women. You know what I mean? But the pros, the freedom. It's freedom of you don't have to worry about anything but yourself. But once you get to a certain point in your life, it's like what's your purpose in life? Right? Who just wants to
Individualism.
till you die?
Some people believe in individualism. Some people don't believe in the union. Some people believe in individualism. I got a group of friends that are in Florida now who live in Florida, group of semi-single guys. No one's really married, but some of them are in relationships and a lot of them are single. They're in Thailand right now getting busy. They just out there just enjoying life, traveling, moving around. You know what I mean? When they want to get up and go, they just get up and go. Save their money and plan trips, and there are other things than
How old are they?
my age.
Bro. Honestly, I don't know. I
Yeah.
just don't I think I just
So you'd rather be taking your kids to soccer practice and and going to dinner with your wife than to just be with the boys and
no,
and
when
on the
I
other
think
side
of,
of
when
the globe?
I think of a group, when you say a group, I'm
So
thinking
like 6 to 7 guys.
Okay, I was gonna say 5, but that's
Okay.
even 6 or 7 guys that's in their 40s
Yeah.
and just running around and they single. Like
Yeah.
that's kind of sad. Like yo,
Take
bro,
a shit
like,
on. Go ahead. Take a
like,
shit
yo.
on my niggas. Go ahead.
yo. It might be you could have a great time for that time,
Mhm.
but when you come back, you're like, see, this is what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
You talking about highlights. We're not talking about your regular day-to-day.
62 game schedule, right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, yo, they not
Sean
saying,
Kemp
yo,
might have had a dunk.
I'm
game 3, but
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, bro,
It's a
like
63 game schedule. It's a grind.
exactly.
It's a
So
grind.
that's what I'm saying. And
A lot of TV dinners and
bro,
fucking Willa Forks and Dolly.
yo, bro,
Yeah.
and it's a lot of you got your shit stuck to your hand. Like, yo, I can't, what am I? You know what I mean?
Right.
So it sounds all good.
Right.
You could talk about the highlights, but
Mhm.
all right,
But keep that same energy when we're talking about married men.
okay,
Okay. That's it.
let's
That's all
talk
I wanna
about it
know.
then.
Let's go to married men.
Well, you want to start with pros or cons?
Let's go with cons.
The cons of marriage, right? I could say that this is one of the biggest things that I know that's out there, where a lot of content creators talk about as far as the union of marriage and how it's not worth doing. As far as divorce, right?
Yeah.
Divorcing. And putting your financial life at risk by getting married.
Okay.
Right? I get it, but we did talk about vetting.
Yeah.
You know? So who you pick or who you choose, men, we have to live with our decisions.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Um,
And the crazy thing about it, when men ask, when there's a reason why men ask women to marry, you know, and there's a reason why there are a lot of single mothers out there. Men make better decisions than women. Men are supposedly more thoughtful than women and are tasked with vetting the decision. You know, men are in charge of. Men are in control of marriage and relationship. Women are in control of sex. Men vet out their partners more, and they're tasked with the responsibility of being like, I want to pick you to spend the rest of my life with. Women are tasked with, you kind of tall, let's have a baby. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think women would have a problem, you know, with that statement. Like, it's just not that, you know, it's not that shallow.
It's not that shallow, but it, you know, listening to everything and soaking in all the conversation that we're having right now, it's almost like there's a reason why we're in charge of it, why we have to, you know, pick our partners, because I think we're a little bit more decisive in our decision making.
Absolutely.
You know,
Well, what do you think is a con of marriage?
The opposite of selfishness is selflessness, and it's almost an impossible concept for somebody to live their whole life and then meet somebody and then meet your children and everybody like that and just be like, I'm last now. I'm going to
That's love, though.
put myself, that's love.
That's love.
I'm going to be the rock, the foundation of this thing, and we're going to build up off of me. I'm going to be the foundation. I'm the basement. Everything up is up. If we go 2, 3 different levels, if we build the duplex or whatever. But I'm the basement of this shit. I need the least amount of attention, and I'm gonna put everybody ahead of me.
I think that's
And I
kind
feel
of
like
why
that's a very impossible concept for a lot of people to, and only a select few of humans born can't even wrap their heads around that. And that's why I'm sympathetic and I'm empathetic, not sympathetic. I'm empathetic to men who don't want to be married because they can't wrap their head around that. They just don't want to be that.
But I kind of think I kind of interpret that's what KB was talking about, being a superior man.
Okay.
Like, that's a different mindset.
It's a different mindset, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to just change the cons into pros or whatever. Like,
Yeah, whatever you gotta do.
but
Whatever you gotta do.
I get what men are saying out there as far as like divorce and
Mhm.
when a relationship doesn't go well.
Right.
Usually men get the short end of the stick.
Right,
When it
right,
comes to,
Cool. Hop on the mic. Okay.
they get the short end of the stick as far as like when it comes down to finances.
Right.
When we're splitting finances, when we're splitting up, 9 times out of 10, the woman's gonna get the house, she's gonna get the kids.
Right.
Financially, she may be set up a little bit better than a man is, and as a man, you kind of got to keep that same stature as even in the breakup of the relationship, where you got to still kind of think selfless. You know what I mean? Because you got to think about your family or your ex-wife and your kids, because your children are still your family.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And you still kind of got to have some care for your ex-wife because she has your children.
Yeah, and the goal is to keep them as unaffected as possible, right? in a bad situation, even though you know the effects are all over the place. But you know, you try your best not to add any extra effects on top of that, which is also a tough thing for a lot of men.
You have any other cons?
To what? Do I have any other cons to marriage? Well,
Is marriage the greatest thing since sliced bread?
is marriage the greatest thing? No, I don't think so. Happiness is the greatest thing to slice bread, and that we don't even know if that's a real thing or not. But I will say, I don't see many cons, you know, because the it's a marathon, right? If you're thinking about this thing, and it's a nice thing to have somebody to help you through and run the race with you. You know, I don't think there's a con to it as long as it's healthy. As long as the whole thing is healthy, right? Which not all 100% of it is going to be healthy, but you decided to fix that now. It's fine. Look, now you stuck with it. It's all right, but no, not many. I mean, I would say, can I? Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's hard to state cons in a marriage because when you're thinking about marriage, you're thinking about something that's supposed to last the test of time.
Yeah.
So it's not done yet. So how could you look at something? To have cons on something, you have to look at it like it's complete, in a sense. So it's like, what? You don't have enough privacy? Like, I mean, but but then again, you could always create space. So, you know what I mean? You go to the gym, you have space. So I don't know. I don't know about cons. There's a lot of pros. But cons, I think that's just, that's probably when you need therapy and you start to work through things. Yeah, because like somebody would say, like if you told me, okay, a con is I don't got no privacy, man. Every time I turn around, she's there. I can't scratch my ass. Can't do nothing, man. She was just looking at me. She was there. It's like, all right, well, get a hobby. Con fixed, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, that's what therapy's for. Some relationships struggle because they have, I guess, they are not looking at situations the right way or living in the moment the right way. You know what I mean? But, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard with cons and a marriage, I think.
Well, that's the last con. What about having sex with one person for the rest of your life?
I mean, you're supposed to marry the person you have an amazing sex with. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I mean, you're supposed to get married for a few reasons, not more than one reason. You need a few reasons why you're marrying someone. Yeah. If you're in counseling, right, they will tell you to spice things up. They tell you go to the sex shop, get some toys. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, you get what I'm saying? Like, there's always an answer because marriage is something you work on. You know, it's almost like a practice. Yeah. You're working on this thing. So if there's a con,
it's a skill.
Yeah. So I don't know. Okay. If you have somebody who failed out of marriage or, got divorced, I'm sure they have some concrete cons. You know what I mean? But
that's why I'm here.
In marriage, you would need somebody who's divorced to actually answer that question, I think. Yeah. It's hard for any of us who are happily married, I think.
Well, as a divorced man,
he would say that.
Giving someone your heart.
Yeah.
Is a not so much is a con, but if it don't work out, it doesn't feel good. And I feel like it's a lot of people who don't get married because they have that fear, almost like a fear of roller coasters. It's like a fear of failure, or failure, like a failure, or a fear of loss. A fear of not giving somebody your heart, being in front of all those people, committing to somebody, and then it not work out. So that could be like a fear, but I think you have to overcome that if you really believe in the institution of marriage. You have to chalk that up to like you picked the wrong person. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See, I think I didn't want to come off with this on the show as those guys.
Too late.
Right? I didn't, but to be honest with you, I think that being single, it works up to a certain point. And that's why you see men get married at a certain age. Because it works well when you're 20s, 30s, but once you start hitting 40s and you're not as, your sexual market value goes down as a man.
Yeah.
You might make a few more dollars, but then your relationships as a single man become more transactional.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because if you're looking for those women if you're in your, let's say you 45, and you might be on a dating scene. A lot of the times, men that are single that are 45, the women that are available to them are not necessarily what they're looking for. Like in their age bracket, women that age, they come with a little bit of baggage, right? So naturally, they start to look for women that are younger than them. Yeah. That are probably not as physically attracted to them as they are, to them. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's more like you got to have something else to offer, right? Because, either you got your mouthpiece has got to be like next level, where you can get into a chick's head, where she's falling in love with you, like your personality and the shit you talking to her, or you got more bread than dudes that are in her age range.
And 45-year-old men have more money than 23-year-old men.
They do, exactly. But
man,
who wants to be in a situation where you're constantly chasing, right? And then for a fact that if, God forbid, if you're able to settle down with that woman, if you do have those for poorer times or you have those ebbs and flows, she's not in it for that.
Right.
Like your main purpose is to keep her stabilized.
Let's stay on the cons one more time too. On those conversations that we hear on, conversations with married men having with single men, the single men bring up that a lot of married men are in sexless marriages and not admitting it. They're sex deprived. Okay. When you have one person that you are trying, like dependent almost on sex of, sex with, or if that person gets sick or anything like that.
I get it.
You get stuck with, so same way we paint single men as being dry, they paint single men as being dry.
I get it.
I'm going to pivot that right into the cons is that sex gets better with somebody that you actually love and somebody that you're, familiar with. I think sex with a main partner is better than sex with random people. Yeah. I've been both places. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And when you love somebody and, you trying new shit and you know what I mean? And you're working on things and, you know what I mean? Like, sex is better. So I would pivot that right into the pro conversation. Sex with your wife is better than sex with random people. You know what I mean? At bars and taverns.
I believe so, right?
Yeah.
But the fact that we talking about, like, if we're in sexless, or not even sex, if I'm in a sexless marriage, right? Again, we're talking as if these single dudes have a plethora of women to have sex with, right?
Everybody's exaggerating, Ron.
Absolutely.
We're exaggerating how happy we are, and they're exaggerating how popping they are. So we gotta take it with a grain of salt.
But let me
Some
let me
niggas is
take-
Billy D, and we fucking Phil Huxtable.
right? So, but we know men, right?
Yeah.
Let a man get into a situation with a woman and the sex is great, he's probably gonna wife her. If she not like out there,
Yeah.
and she dealing with mad men or something like that, and she's a good chick, and the sex is great, niggas is locking that down. So
Those boxes is checked.
right?
Yeah.
So
Sex
it's
is
not
the first
most
box, though, right?
Most dudes are not going to like we're that, and see we're giving the like I think a lot of the times they give the impression that it's all by choice, right? Certain things you cannot control. You can't control who you fall in love with, right? You can't control like if you meet a woman and like you can't just say, "Yo, nah, I'm never getting married" or whatever. Then you meet a great woman and her personality's great, sex is great, or whatever. You're gonna be like, "Nah, I'm holding on to the fact that I'm not getting in a
You
relationship."
can, but I have to poke a hole in your theory there, because you can fight who you fall in love with. If you fall in love with a bad person, you're trying to leave that bad person. Like, you could love a bad person and know that you're not supposed to be with this person. So you're working on like, yo, you know what? I can't do this. This is not good for me.
I'm not talking about a bad person.
Okay.
I'm talking about if you are a single guy
Yeah.
out there
Yeah.
and you said marriage is whack,
Yeah.
it doesn't benefit men or women or being single is the shit.
Mm.
Like when you get into a situation and you meet a woman
Yeah.
or a man, let's say either one,
Either way.
and you connect with that person on a mental level and a physical level, if you're gonna just say, "Well, I don't care. I'm holding to what I said," like that's crazy to me. You're not gonna move forward with that situation because you just say, "Yo, I said to myself, I'm not doing."
Well,
it.
I don't think women
I
have
think
any
most-
control of it. I think a man can, if he doesn't believe in marriage, and I know people like this, a man can be with a woman for 10, 15 years and just never do the marriage thing.
That's fine.
Like, we're going to be together. You know what I mean?
That's-
As long as you get away with it, right? Yeah.
That's if you believe in the theory that if you're not married, then you're single.
Okay.
But I'm talking about long-term relationships,
Yeah.
marriages, and everything like that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about companionship,
Mhm.
right? And no man is going to do that. We're given the impression that these people are making choices to be single. I believe the majority of people that are single because they haven't found anybody. I don't think it's by choice, bro.
You're taking all the agency off of people. So you're thinking that people don't have the discernment to want to be by themselves?
I don't think most people want to be by themselves. I think people that want to be by themselves is because they're dealing with something traumatic that might have happened in the past or past relationships. They had a situation that went wrong. They could have had a parent or their parents divorced or whatever. But I don't think somebody literally like is cognizant like, yo, I don't care if I meet somebody great. I meet my soulmate. I'm not gonna do it just because I just want to be alone.
That's the problem that they have with married men. We just make it seem so rosy that we can't even imagine.
I think it's just I just think it's natural that once you meet somebody that you connect with, like, all right, if you it's the same thing with like friends, right? You're not gonna be like, yo, I met this dude.
Well, the major flaw with the friends thing is that you could have multiple friends. If you were only allowed to have one friend in life, then you were going to be a lot more strategic of who your friend is.
Again, you trying to make it rosy where it's like, yo, dude, most people, and I'm not gonna say these men, I'm gonna say in generally speaking.
Yeah.
Once people start sleeping together, they don't want that person that's sleeping with to sleep with somebody else. I don't care if they're in a relationship.
Can I-
Shout out to Adam
can I
21.
piggyback
Like
on
Adam.
that? Can I ask a question?
Sure.
What about the person that's single that finds himself single for years and years and years because he just can't do that person right? He can't do a person right in a relationship. So he's a serial dater. He's dating one woman to another, to another, to another, and he keeps finding himself out of the relationship because he keeps on taking on new women. Like, he keeps cheating. But then he'll talk to his friends like, damn, man, I wish I could find that one. You know, what about that person? 'Cause I don't think we spoke on that person yet.
So you're saying that someone who has options,
Someone
too many
who has
options.
options, and they're exploring them continuously, like to the point where, like we all know a dude, right? Like, we all know a certain type of dude that bag mad chicks, whatever. But then he had that good chick that's down, and he just dogging out, cheating on her all the time. He not giving her that time of day, you know what I mean? But then he gets caught cheating, they break up, and he hurt over it. Or she actually cheated back, and he's hurt over it. And he's trying to figure out why. Can't he ever figure, you know, that's the person you keeping it real with. Like, yo, bro, you got to stop being, you know. you gotta stop cheating.
Yeah.
But what about that person? Like, where's that person fall on that spectrum?
Well, that person has no accountability, and that person doesn't understand why his relationships are failing, and he doesn't know how to even be accountable in a relationship. You know, how to conduct himself when he actually likes somebody. You know, like this is and it's almost a person that you can't even really trust, because he'll do his friends dirty. He'll do anybody dirty at that point.
Honestly, I feel the same way.
Yeah.
I unfriend people like that. To be
Yeah,
honest.
it's like it's almost like, yo, you do anybody dirty. I've yet to unfriend somebody based on his relationship status, but you could definitely look at
As a
somebody and be
married
like,
man,
yo,
you kind of start to look at things.
yeah, these things aren't working out because of you, and the fact that you can't see it. I'm starting to see certain things in you that I'm not really respecting that in a person.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or value in a friend. But it hasn't really come to that point yet. But listen, being married men as a whole aren't miserable. We just married. You know what I mean? We just married, dog. Like, we just busy. Like, it's different. We're in charge of something here. Like we running the show over here. It's almost like working for somebody or being an entrepreneur. You know what I mean? Like, you're in control of this show. It's like you take responsibility for somebody and whatever offspring you create. You know what I mean? And you're building that. You're building legacy. You know, a pro of being married is legacy building. You're building something. You give somebody else your last name. You're adding to your family. You know what I mean? You're the rock in something big. You know what I mean? Like, you know, pyramids are still there. You know what I mean? You know, I look at being married and being like a husband. I said it earlier in the episode. It's the foundation. You just pouring your own fresh, like, you got a piece of land, you clear it, you dig that hole, you're that foundation. That concrete that gets poured first, that's all you. Whether it's a slab, it's a basement, that's you. You the rock. If that shit crack, that shit crumble, everything done. The sense of responsibility, the sense of pride, there's a sense of everything that goes with it. That's why I have empathy for men who don't want to be married, because some people can't do that. You know what I mean? I understand some people can't do that. That selflessness is almost impossible. You know what I mean? But we do it, and married men are fulfilled. And honestly, until you meet that person and you get there, you can't even understand it.
All right. I get what you're saying. Huh? What about now? So there are some miserable married men.
Yes.
We're not gonna finish the episode and say like all married men are happy. That's not the case.
Al Bundy.
Right.
Shout to Al Bundy.
So you do have men that are in sexless marriages. You do have men that are having financial issues, have infidelity issues. You got men that are going through all that type of stuff, right? But the question is that when it is good, when you are in a relationship with somebody who is your perfect complement, or sexually, mentally, right? And you know you got somebody to grow old with. You understand what I'm saying? Because like I said before, it's all good when you are a certain age, but once you cross a certain threshold, the loneliness gets to max capacity. Right? Like I think I said this on another show. When you're in your 20s and your 30s, you have more of your hello? You have more of your counterparts that are single.
Yeah, of course.
So you can rip and run with them. You can do your thing with them. Yeah, you know, you could fill up your time with a woman here. You could go hang with the homies here, there, that, and the third. But as people start to move in different directions and they start to get into relationships and they get into marriages, they're not as available to you as they once were before. And then when you start reaching that point in life where you getting 40s and 50s and shit like that, and you're the only single guy, that's when it gets really lonely for people.
When your friends
You know what I
gotta
mean?
take care of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking about the future. And I think as men, that's what you need to think about. You know, it's good to live in the now, but you got to think about your future. What's that going to look like?
Yeah.
Right? You don't have a kid to help take care of you or to look out for you when you get older, or a significant other.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You could say like, yo, back when I was this age, I was messing with this many chicks. I was doing this. I was going here, going there. Bro.
Glory days.
Glory days.
Or,
But when you get into those twilight years,
yeah.
is it gonna work for you?
Nah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And as far as the dudes that are in miserable marriages, I think some situations, a lot of situations, the kinks can be worked out.
Mm-hmm.
Like Skrilla said, you can go to counseling.
Mm-hmm.
You could go to therapy if you have sex issues. You know, you could work on that.
Yeah.
A lot of shit could be worked on. But if you have absolutely nobody, who you working with?
Well, real talk.
You by yourself. You got it. Yo, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, bro. Like, you ain't gonna look like you look forever, right? You ain't gonna. You could use some supplements or whatever. You ain't gonna be. You know, humping like you was when you was 25 or 30. You know what I mean?
To shoot the single dudes some bail, the money compensate for that though. Money compensate for looks, right?
I get it,
Robert
but
Kraft,
like who wants
the owner of the
yo, bro,
Patriots, is
you would be
is an old wrinkled man. He ain't by himself tonight. I could almost guarantee that. He popped a little blue pill and he poking something.
I bet you though.
Yup.
Wait, okay, but men like that, he may find him a young woman, but what he gonna do with her? He gonna lock her down. He gonna pay for that. He gonna pay to lock that down.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He's gonna offer her a
Pay
certain
for her to leave.
lifestyle
Mhm.
in order to be there with him all the time.
Right. Diddy, right? Diddy looking like he making it work. Cool. Nah?
That's when you refer to me, huh?
Take that.
Take that.
Cool. Diddy look like he making it work.
Yo, again, all y'all not Diddy, bro.
No,
Not
yeah,
Diddy.
yeah,
Nah,
not
that
Diddy,
cool
man.
answer,
Go ahead,
I
I'm
wanna-
sorry.
I want to hear cool.
Ron answered the question for me. No, Diddy. Well, Diddy should have that. You know what I mean? There's certain. That's why we had a podcast episode like Chris Brown should have herpes. Like if you came to me and said Chris Brown got herpes, I'd be like, yeah, well, sure he had his fair share of women. Like
Matt,
Usher,
right? Yeah,
Usher
Matt.
got herpes. Yeah, man. Well, if he don't, then nobody else deserves it. If he does it, you know what I mean? Like it should be a badge of honor. It's a badge of honor for Usher. You damn right I earned these herpes. I
Damn.
had 30 chicks in, you know what I mean? Across the state line. Yeah, so, no, I mean, yes, the older you are, it is kind of transaction, it becomes transactional, I guess. You know what I mean? More so. You got the bread, right? Your bread dictates, what it is you choose. You know what I mean? But but also, okay, that same mentality found him in a massage parlor. So it's not even like the bread had him get caught on a yacht with a biddy. You got caught in a fucking.
So is Diddy happier than Hove?
Nah, I don't think. Well, Diddy got a lot out the deal. He got a lot of children, beautiful kids out the deal, right? So he has that.
So that same fulfillment that Hove sees when his wife is on stage dancing with his daughter, what's the equivalent of that for Diddy?
Watching his kids.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Outside, seen the sun outside.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, Hove, in theory, I guess, should be happier, right?
Right.
In theory. I'm pretty sure being married to Beyonce is no easy feat. I'm sure you're working hard. Even as Jig as you are, as Jay-Z as you are, you are working hard.
Yeah.
He's probably the hardest working married man that there probably is to keep that.
Yeah.
I mean, even though, it works better together, but you know what I'm saying? Like Beyonce is probably too ill to even want to get divorced. Like we're gonna make it work, nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're gonna make this. I'm not gonna be like them.
Yeah.
I can't be like them. We're gonna just whatever we dealt with hard, nigga. We stuck together. This is what it is.
I think both dudes have legacies to leave behind.
Absolutely.
One has, they all have children, right? But you see the difference in their situations, right?
Nah.
Hove has a partner that's building up with him. Diddy's taking care of chicks.
I mean, only like the partner.
Okay.
Like, I don't think
Yeah,
Hove could have a better partner than that one.
Bro,
Yeah.
like I don't know about you. I don't know how you feel, right? Like, God forbid if I was single right now, right? And me knowing how I was treated as a younger man, as far as my interactions with women, if I go to a certain age and then I'm like the trick, that would make me feel away, right? When I never had to do shit before like that, and now I'm that guy.
Imagine being 40 and having to go dance behind the girl. Yo, America, yeah, word. Gray hair. All you see is gray hairs in your shit.
Yo, bro.
Like, nigga.
Like, yo, bro, like, that is going to, and trust and believe, right? And I'm talking to the guys of a certain age,
Okay.
right? I'm talking
What
to
age?
our age.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
Those guys that I really truly believe that most men, they should start exploring the thought of marriage when they probably reach 30, right?
Okay.
And you should try to make it happen within that 30 to 35 area. You know what I mean?
Sweet spot.
If you have a good woman in your corner.
Why though? Why that age?
Because I feel like you've developed enough experience of what's out there.
Yeah.
You have discernment of how to pick a solid, significant other.
Yeah.
Well, that's factoring in that you have lived enough already at 30, 35. Because, okay, what happens if, you're spending all that time, working on yourself, right?
Mhm.
And then you get to 35, and you're making some real good money now, driving something nice, and you're getting some attention that you might not have normally got. You might not be ready to enter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mentally, you
looking
might
like
be in this
Zion.
space.
Yeah, you out here.
No, for
you
Zion
out
to
here,
have it-
you,
no, the-
you a fucking lick.
He's
You be a
a little young.
35-year-old Zion.
Yeah. Well,
Bro,
okay.
this is the thing, right?
Uh,
You're gonna attract what you put out,
right.
right? If you're focusing on yourself and you're like focusing on your purpose,
Mhm.
a woman that sees that, she's gonna know. You're gonna attract certain probably a lot of women,
Yeah.
but the women that you're gonna connect with are gonna see what you're into and the path that you're on, and she's gonna come along with you. She's
Yeah.
gonna fit into that situation,
Right.
right? It's not gonna, and you're not gonna just pick the wrong woman, right? If you've
right.
done the work on yourself,
Yeah.
you're not gonna pick the wrong woman.
I was trying to think of an analogy when you said that shit. The kind of women, the bad women, I analogize as vultures. I couldn't think of an analogy for like a good bird though. What's a good bird? What's a bird that helps? A dove? Yeah. What's a good bird? Cause like when you're up, right? A vulture is gonna come and pick at things and take away things.
Mhm.
But what's the? Well, we're off the birds now, but a good woman is gonna come and want to multiply and extend your legacy and extend your lifespan.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And add value to your lifespan, add companionship. You know what I mean? You know, America is the 2-man game, especially for the
Absolutely.
for the regular folk. You know what I mean? It's like Contra. Like we never beat Contra Dolly, but together we can knock that shit out. You know what I mean? We'll get through it. You know what I mean? I feel like America is like a 2-man game. Like it's built for a man to get with a woman, amass a lot of resources in your formative years, you know, and sail off into the sunset. You know what I mean? Coast.
And to men, right? A woman, if she knows you don't have her in mind for marriage or for long term, she's not gonna help you build. Women are gonna do what benefits them. If they know that helping you is gonna benefit them, that's what they're gonna do. But if you say, and they know, like, yo, if she wants marriage, she knows she's gonna have to help you get to a level of, like, because most of the time, men are saying, like, I need to get to a certain level before I get married. I want to be here. I want to be there. That woman is gonna help you do that because she wants that rainbow at the end. She wants that. You understand what I'm saying?
She believes in you. She's gonna pour into you for y'all to get there.
And if you're of a certain age and your ideology is it's not happening, I'm not doing it, that woman's gonna get what she can get from you, and then she'll be gone. Because she's gonna look for that dude that's gonna give her what she wants. Like she can get if you're there and you're giving money, you're giving bread, you're taking care of her, she'll do that until she finds someone that can do the same thing you're doing for her, plus give her the marriage. So, again, I don't want to beat down single dudes, but I feel like the goal maybe shouldn't. It doesn't necessarily have to be marriage, but it should be companionship, right?
Long-term companionship.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I have fear for these men that when they get to a certain age,
Yeah, the way it's going, and the way they're being indoctrinated now, and the new way that I see society is going, is not really much hope. Like there's not too many people having conversations like this, honest conversations, in-depth conversations, vulnerable conversations.
You know what's
about
weird though?
men being, listen, marriage isn't what it's cracked up to be.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It's not, you know, every day isn't rosy. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You know?
And I think that it's very important that we communicate that. Every
Yeah.
day is not rosy,
Nah.
right? But when you think about the dudes that are pitching the single life
Mm.
and how there's no positives to being married,
Mm.
they'll call a single woman a cat lady. But what are you, bro?
Mm.
What are you? What as a single
Damn.
man, like, all right, that single woman, we not saying she gonna be broke or something like that and she gonna be homeless.
Yeah.
She gonna have some money, she gonna have a place, she gonna have shit that you have,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But she's a cat lady, but you're all good. Nah, you're gonna be
Yeah, what's
the
your
old
compliment?
dude
Yeah.
trying to maintain a relationship, a transactional relationship
Mhm.
for the rest of your life
A trick.
with somebody that once you get old, they're gonna leave your ass anyway
Ugh.
because you can't do nothing for them.
Oof.
So,
I hear that.
That yo, bro, I'm not the guy that's gonna be like, yo, everybody needs to get married, but I think everybody should seek companionship.
Yeah.
Because it's a short life is short,
Mhm.
but it's long in a sense.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you can live in the now, and it's great to live in the now, but don't pass over good people for your highlight here, highlight there, because those are short term shits,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Short term situations. You might be able to travel here or there, whatever like that, but think about the experiences that you'll have over the your whole lifespan.
Right. Right.
Very important.
So they put a cherry on it. Cool. A married man miserable.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, married men are miserable for sure. There's a lot of deep down inside we're all miserable, right? Because we're gonna find shit to complain about. That's just human nature, right? You're gonna just find stuff. Nothing's gonna be perfect. Your wife can do everything under the sun. You'll find just like she'll find something, right? She'll find something if you didn't take the garbage out as fast as she asked you to, right? You know what I mean? But you know, I do believe that at the end of the day, the pros should outweigh the cons, and if they are not, then that's a situation you just don't need to be in. If it's a successful situation, the pros outweigh the cons. The cons are very small, right? And they're just growing pains
Right.
more than cons.
Right.
What about Skrill? What do you think, Skrill? Come on, end of the day.
Yeah. I mean,
A married man miserable.
you know, it's funny 'cause, like you said, we always gonna find something to complain about. But you know how you complain about stuff and then it leaves, and then you realize, you know, it's gone, and now you realize that, you know, you were in love and how good it was, and it's gone. I think you're more miserable without her than you are with her if the marriage is somewhat successful. Even if it's 60% successful, I think you're miserable without that person once you are married. So yeah, we all find something to complain about, right? But we all know we're happier together than we are separate. So, you know, there's an asterisk on that on Corey's answer. I'll just put an asterisk on it. You know, so like that.
Yeah, and based on what they said, like even what you would consider a perfect marriage, it's not gonna be 100%. You're gonna have moments, you know.
Marriage
what I mean?
is duty.
Yeah, but I think that even if you put a good marriage alongside with a single guy that has some money and has some women, I think over the span, over an entire lifespan, I think, you know, you'll be happier with companionship, with solid companionship. You know what I mean? And married men are not miserable. You got some people that are in situations because they made bad decisions, right? They might have gotten in situations for some of the wrong reasons. But let's not get it twisted. Even if your life is miserable, it's better when you got somebody Misery loves company,
Sharing
right?
misery, right,
Misery
right.
loves company,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So just remember that, y'all.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, if we going down to the bottom, if you say you see single men in rooms and shit like that, right? If you in a room with a female and you having a sexless marriage, at least you might have sex once a year or twice a year rather than zip and zero. And then you could like, yo, all this heartache and misery, I got somebody with me at least.
Yeah,
I ain't doing this shit by myself.
Right. Yeah. Leave it at that, yo. That's all.
All right.
Yeah.
So we still feel the same way about this?
Yeah, I'm digging on that. We kind of slowed down on it because we started, you know what I mean? This is like it's like some body blows.
Mm.
It's a little, we could take them at first, but after a while, it start hitting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Very respectable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
So that's Breckenridge.
Yeah,
Bourbon out of Colorado.
absolutely.
Made with melted snow from the Rocky Mountains. So check it out.
Yeah.
Let us know what you guys think
Snowboarder
about
piss.
it, man. And also the Stolen Thrones, Three Kingdoms. Pick that up at your local tobacconist.
Yeah, that was a good stick.
Yeah, it was a pretty good
Pause.
stick. You know what I mean? Paul. Yeah.
That's a pause?
Yeah.
That's a pause.
Yeah. So with that, we want to thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Cigars and Whiskey
Sure.
Podcast.
Yeah, man.
If you don't follow us on Instagram, please do at Cigars Whiskey. That's cigars with an S, whiskey. Also, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Cigars and Whiskey Podcast. Cigars, the Ensign Whiskey Podcast. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. Subscribe to the channel, please. It costs you nothing, but it does mean everything to us.
Shit.
Also, if you have any questions, any comments, any recommendations, you can shoot us DM on social media. If you have a product or service and you want to sponsor a show, shoot us over an email, podcast@cigarswhiskey.com. Again, podcast@cigarswhiskey.com. And if you like the show, you like the content that we're putting out, and you want to show your support, you can do that via Cash App. It's the same as the Instagram, Cigars Whiskey, cigars with an S, whiskey. All right. And remember to check out our guy, super producer Corey Cool. Corey Cool, let them know what you got going on, man.
Yeah, man, I'm on the voice of NCC 90.3 FM every Thursday, 9 to 10 p.m. I got jams. I got stories. I'm trying to bring some artists to the table as well. I don't know if you're out there listening and you got some good music, hit me up, cooluniversity@gmail.com. And if I like it, I'll spin it. If I don't, then I won't reply. But, you know what I mean? I'll act like it got lost. And,
Cold
you know,
world.
then we'll start over again.
Yeah.
What else is going on? I'm trying to get more visible. All right. So, you know, I enjoy, you know, helping the cigars as they go on their journey, but I'm also, you know, looking to get a little bit more visible in the future myself.
Gotta get in front of the camera, man.
Yeah, a little something, man. A little something. You know, as soon as I figure out exactly what that's going to look like, you'll be the first to know.
All right. And shout out to our guy Skrilla.
Skrills.
Yeah, man, he dropped some jewels.
Yeah,
Let them
word.
know where they can find you on social media.
Alkaline Fitness on Instagram. That's pretty much it. I'm not big on social media.
All right.
Yeah, word.
Alkaline
All right.
Fitness. That's
All right.
it.
All right, cool. And again, we want to thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Cigars and Whiskey. We will catch you on the next episode.